Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for the week of July 14th through the 20th. We have 4 categories here, and we're going to pick one at random. The first category is your self-care. Your first category is your social life and your connections. The second category is your work. The third category is your self-care and your mental health. And the fourth category is your passions and your hobbies. So we will pick one of these topics at random, and that's going to be the thing to focus on in this reading. So let's see what we come up with for you, Sagittarius. What do we got? What do we got? 1. All right. So your theme for this week is your social life and your connections, right? So the things that you do, the people in your life, that's going to be the theme of this reading for the week. So we are going to start with a cut of the deck to see what comes up at the bottom of the deck here for you, Sag. And you have the Empress. Awesome, right? So in your social life, in your world right now, in your connections, you are very beautiful and you are abundant, right? So it's a focus on the things in your social life that are beautiful and add abundance to you, right? And the thing about the Empress is that it's all about making things easy, right? So, the things that you're doing in your life and the people that you hang out with, they should add value in a way that's very easy, right? It should be effortless. And not every person or thing that we do is something that easily adds value to our life. But it's like the Empress is saying that you need to focus on the things that you do in your life and the people in your life that make things easier for you, because those are the things that add the greatest value for you. Okay, Sag? We're going to do a 5-card spread, and then we'll clarify each card. Your first card is the 6 of Cups. Second card is the 7 of Wands. Third card is the High Priestess. Fourth card is the Star. And the 5th card is the 8 of Swords. Okay. So your first card is the 6 of Cups. This is a card of nostalgia. This is a card of childlike innocence. Maybe you're thinking about people in your life, things that you're doing in your social life that you've always done, maybe as a kid, right? But what I'm feeling off of this is that the things that you're doing in your social life and the connections that you have, focus on the things that you do and the people that bring a childlike energy, right? So the 6 of Cups is having a childlike energy, right? Becoming a child as we get older is one of the best things, if not the best thing that we can do, right? Not taking things so seriously, taking life with more joy like a child, right? You think about when you walk past a park and you see all those little toddlers playing and they're running and they're skipping. That's what always reminds me of the 6 of Cups, right? So it's like, what are the things that you're doing in your life and who are you hanging out with that bring about a childlike energy? And it's time for you to focus on those people. And then you have the 7 of Wands. So this is a card of boundaries. Maybe you need to put up boundaries with people in your life. You need to defend the things that you do that give you childlike energy, or the people that give you that childlike energy, that soulmate energy from the 6 of Cups, right? So it's like, it's you focusing on yourself, right? Defending your position. That's what the 7 of Wands is doing here. This guy is defending his position on top of the mountain, right? So maybe it's about setting boundaries with people in your life that you need to set boundaries with. And again, focusing on your position. Your position should be childlike and your position should have that joy. So in your social life and your connections, right? Really, really think about yourself and, the people and the things that you do that are serving you, and then definitely putting up boundaries against people or things that you do that you need to put up boundaries with the 7 of Wands. Then you have the High Priestess, right? It's all about intuition. So when we are with our friends and we're like laughing and you have that childlike energy and you're doing the things that give you that childlike energy, it brings out your intuition. Right. And that intuition stays with you. Right. It's like when you go out and have a lot of fun with your friends, or you do something fun and you come back and you still have that joy from it. And then you have this great just emotional wellness. That's your intuition. Right. So really tap into your intuition and think about like the people in your life, the things that you do that are going to really, really add value, especially if it's an innocent type of value to your life, with that high priestess. And then you have the star. Right. So the star is about self-care. The star is about following this big star, right? That's like your North Star. That's the thing that you have to really follow in your life. With the high priestess and the star here, it's asking you to really tap into your intuition and, expend your energy on the people and the things that you do that are going to add that wonderful childlike energy with that Six of Cups. And that's what the star is telling you to do here. And then you have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is, putting up unnecessary walls. Maybe you're putting up unnecessary walls around people right now, your connections or the things that you enjoy doing. Maybe you're not getting out and doing those fun things that you have going on in your social life, right? So this is a card of restriction. This is a card of you putting restrictions around yourself that are unnecessary. So it's time to, break down those walls and get out and enjoy yourself more in your social life and in your connections. So we will clarify again, your first card is the Six of Cups. And to clarify the Six of Cups, we have the Four of Wands. Right, so the things that you're doing in your life, the things that you that bring you a lot of joy, the people that bring you a lot of joy, focus on them, and you're going to have freedom with the Four of Wands. You're going to have celebration. Four of Wands is a card of marriage, right? So it's saying that when you go out and you do those wonderful things that bring you that childlike type of joy, you might make a connection with the Four of Wands, and at the very least, it's going to lead to freedom with the Four of Wands, right? If you're looking for love, it's about having a childlike energy, right? Like when you're out in the world and it's like, think about those kids that are playing at the park, and it's just like, you'll hear one kid say, hey, you want to play? If you're looking for a connection right now, that's the same type of energy that you need to have when you see someone out in the world that if you're dating and you find them attractive, just have that innocent childlike energy and go with that. That's the most powerful energy. And if it's not even about romance, if you can make a connection out in the world by just, really engaging in those social activities that give you that childlike joy, the Four of Wands is saying that, you might meet someone that will lead to something that's committed, right? And at the very least, you're going to have freedom and celebration when you focus on that childlike energy with the Six of Cups. With the Seven of Wands, you have the King of Wands. Right? So this is you, again, defending your position by being bold and assertive, right? Definitely standing your ground, right? If there are things that you do that are no longer helping you or serving you or adding value to your life, you need to be bold and assertive, right? Set appropriate boundaries for yourself. The Eight of Swords is here. Take down the boundaries that are unnecessary, but again, be bold with the actions that you take as far as like what you want to do, the people you want to connect with, as far as your social life and your connections go. Your third card is the High Priestess, and with the High Priestess, we have the Seven of Wands. Right? So again, your intuition is going to lead you to really think about the things that you do that are worth doing, right? The Seven of Wands is going to make sure that when you trust your intuition, it's going to, lead you to the people in your life and the things that you do that bring you joy. It's further reinforcing or making you head in those directions, right? And again, like walking away from the things or people that are no longer helping you in your social life and your connections. Definitely with that Seven of Wands coming up twice, think about the people that are worth fighting for. Your fourth card is the Star, and you have the Eight of Swords. So tons of repeating cards, right? So this is again saying that, you need to take care of yourself. And when you take care of yourself, that's going to help you look at the walls that you're putting up in your life, maybe the walls that you're putting up against yourself, right? So more healing, more self-care, break down the walls that you need to break up, definitely defend your position, right? And this is about boundaries. So it's like, what boundaries do you need to bring down and what boundaries do you need to put up once you practice some self-care with that Eight of Swords? And your last card is the Eight of Swords. And with the Eight of Swords, we have the Ten of Wands. Right? So maybe people in your life or things that you're doing are burdening you, right? The Ten of Wands is a card of burdens. You definitely have to make sure that if you're around people and maybe they vent to you, maybe they're talking about their lives, like you can't take on that energy with the Ten of Wands, right? The Ten of Wands is asking us to focus on our burdens and not the burdens of others, right? So maybe that's the boundary that you need to put up with some people, right? Maybe you have some friends who they're just complaining all the time and they bring you down and they're not having that childlike energy. You need to maybe put up some boundaries a little bit and maybe spend less time with them or just voice to them like, hey, let's talk about something more positive here, right? So again, focus on your burdens and bring down the walls or put up the walls that you need to when it comes to the burdens of others. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Have a good week, Sag. Take care.